Take me home, cause I wanna feel like I belong. They relate to all this pain in my past, so they listen to my song. So let's go back to where it began and where it all started from. Take this chance, one last dance, cause I've been waiting way too long. Take my hand, I wanna show you something. Promise I've been dying to see ya. They say the grass ain't always greener. I guess what they're saying is true. In my dreams, that's where I seen her. Take my heart and take all of me, girl. Let me show you what I wanna do. I wanna spend the rest of my life with you. Are you listening, darling? Look where we started. Breaking in half, left us broken hearted. So where do we go from here? Are you listening, darling? Look where we started. Breaking in half, left us broken hearted. So where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Yeah, where do we go from here? Are you listening, darling? Are you listening, darling? Are you listening, darling? Look where we started. Breaking in half, left us broken hearted. So where do we go from here?
Hello and welcome back, everybody, to another live stream. So yeah, my name is AJ, one of the mentors here at Bit Trading, and yeah, as we do every single day of the week, we are going to go through the Bitcoin technical analysis. We are going to take a look at what is going on in the markets, what I'm doing in the markets, okay, what I'm looking for next in the markets, i.e. those next trades that I'm looking for as well. So yeah, if that all does sound interesting, then make sure that you smash that thumbs up button. Really helps me out, really helps the channel out, and I can continue to bring this content to you. But yeah, enough of that. Let's jump on into the charts and yeah, take a look at what is going on, right? So yeah, where do we start, right? Where do we start? Well, let's start off right with the context of Bitcoin at this moment in time, right? Let's start off with the context. What are we doing at this moment in time, right? Where is where is Bitcoin at this moment in time? And I mean, to be honest with you, it's not looking all that good in the grand scheme of things, right? Because if we do zoom out, okay, of course, you've heard, if you are a regular watcher of the channel, you will know that I talk about this a lot, right? Well, especially at the moment, I've been talking about this a lot, okay, that we're in this bearish market structure, right, where we have these let's just move this over. Let's get the toolbar up here. Okay, so yeah, what I've been speaking about a lot, okay, at this moment in time is that Bitcoin is looking bearish at this moment in time, right? We know the trend. We know to trade the trend until the trend breaks, okay? Trade the trend until the trend breaks. And the trend is your friend until the end, right? We know all of these sayings, right? Okay, and a lot of people choose to, well, not necessarily choose to, but they kind of forget these sayings, okay? Because, I understand a lot of people say them and it's pretty basic, right? But the trend is bearish at this moment in time, right? We need to remember this, right? The trend is bearish. We are forming these series of lower highs, these series of lower lows, okay? And yes, right, we've had these bullish pumps towards the upside. We've had this bullish pump here, which of course we longed. We had this bullish pump here as well, which we longed. We also had this one that we longed, and we also have this one, which I am currently longing, right? This is the trade that I'm in here. This is the long trade. I've already taken some profits off of it, okay? But, initially I am looking for a little bit higher, right? This is a bullish rise towards the upside. Well, I consider this a bullish rise towards the upside. Okay, but what we have to remember, okay, is the broader trend, and the broader trend is bearish, okay? The broader trend is bearish. So again, right, what can we be looking for, right? Again, if you've been watching the streams recently, okay, you will know that I'm looking for this bearish trend to continue, right? These series of lower highs, okay, these series of lower lows. I'm looking for this trend to continue up until the point where we break it, okay, up until the point where we break this, right? So we can be looking for, okay, another lower high to be put in for price to come down and then form another lower low. Okay, we can be looking for that up until the point where we break the bearish market structure. So, right, yes, we could see price actually rise here. Okay, we could look very bullish. We don't see any signs of weakness. So we don't take a short trade. Okay, then we can look for higher prices and we can look for this bearish trend to be broken. And once that bearish trend breaks, okay, we can be looking for all-time high. Okay, we can be looking for all-time high. But at the same time, what we have to remember is that the trend, okay, at this moment in time is, it's more probable that the trend is going to continue. Okay, and at some point, right, we may for a very, very long time may not see this trend actually break, okay, because this, right, let's just say, right, this could lead into a bear market, right? It is a possibility. Do I think that right now? No, not really. Okay, I don't think that we will be in a bear market until we break $43,000. If we lose $43,000, that's when I'm talking about a possible bear market. Okay, but up until that point, I don't think we can consider this being a bear market, right? So for me, yeah, I like this rise up. I'm long on this rise up, and I think we can see higher prices. And I'll go on to why I think we can see higher prices as well. But yeah, what we have to remember is that the overall trend is still bearish. Okay, the overall trend is still bearish, so we have to be a little bit cautious, okay, on this move up, and we have to, well, in my opinion, okay, we have to be looking for a short trade. Okay, that's how I see it, right? Because previously we were looking for a short trade here, we got a short setup there. We were looking for a short trade setup up here, we got the short trade setup there. We were looking for the short trade setup here, and we got the short trade setup there as well. Okay, and of course, right, all the way back here when I first originally had the short trade, right, the basis on which I was taking that trade was not because of the bearish structure that we are in now. Okay, it was off a completely different basis where we had an incredible amount of long trades open up, everybody anticipating all-time high and looking for a huge pump. We then formed a failed auction of the previous high here, okay, and yeah, that gave us a perfect short entry because we had lots of trap longs at the high, right? So it was a different, there was a different basis for the short trade up there. I do understand that, but as time has gone on, now we're looking at this and thinking, okay, right, this is great. We've been shorting the lower highs, right? And this is again what these advanced strategies, what order flow can give you, right? They can help you short, right, the lower highs. They can the lower highs, and they can help you long the lower lows. Okay, of course, we've taken pretty much every single short trade from up here other than this one here. Okay, and some of the team did take that trade themselves. I didn't myself because I missed the short trade because I was away from the computer, but I can confidently say, and there's proof as well in the Discord, right? All the proof is in the Discord. I can confidently say that I've longed every single one of these lows here, okay, and made some really, really nice profits off of this, right? And again, this is just leading us back to trade the trend until the end. Okay, trade the trend until the end, and the trend is your end. The trend is your friend until the end. Okay, it just all leads back to that, right? I'm literally just trading a trend here, okay, and it's working out really, really well. Okay, so right now, as you can tell by the title and thumbnail, I'm still fairly bullish on Bitcoin. Yes, in the grand scheme of things, I'm a bit more bearish, right? But where we are now, the current situation now, I am still bullish, right? I do still think we can see higher prices. And you can very clearly see here as well, right? I am still very much long as well. I still have 50% of the trade open. I had, about $4,500 initially in the trade. I closed around 50%, 50% of the trade. Yeah, as you can see here, there's $2,267 of margin in the trade. So yeah, I've closed about 50% of that trade. And again, right, I am still looking for higher prices, and I'm looking to take profit. And like I've been telling the team in the daily market updates and on the Discord, and of course you guys here as well on YouTube, right, I'm looking for that next take profit point at around $67,000. Okay, why? Okay, well, that is because we do have that next major level of resistance, which is coming in at $67,000, because it, of course, is that POC. Now, there are some things that we need to do before we can actually target that price. Okay, we can target $67,000, and that. And what we actually need to do is we actually need to get above value area low, okay? Because we've been failing to get above value area low here. We've been rejecting from it, okay? We've rejected from it twice, well, more than twice now. And the reason being, okay, is because we, of course, have seen, a fair few long trades coming in on this move up. But as we're coming up into this value area low, we're seeing a lot of these longs take profit, including myself as well, and including the team who have taken this trade as well. Why? Well, it's a level of resistance we have to understand, okay? That yes, at resistance, we do need to be taking profit, okay? And this is what we're seeing, right? We're seeing, of course, a lot of these long trades have longed this move up, right? And yeah, not necessarily from the bottom here, okay, but they have FOMO longed in and they're taking profits at the value area low. We've seen price pull back. We saw like 40 something odd million coming in. Well, over that, to be honest with you. We can actually just give this a refresh. We can actually see, so on the move up, we had the pullback here. We had 20 million open up there. We had 18 million open up here, 10 million open up there. Yeah, 5 million open up there. So we had quite a fair few long trades opening up here. And this is, of course, push price higher. Okay, but then as we've come up to these highs, what are we seeing? Well, we're seeing open interest decreasing, right, with negative delta. Okay, initially we would look at this and think, oh, right, this is, this is long as getting wrecked. But then we have to look at what's going on, and we're seeing that, okay, price is actually rising, and we're seeing this negative delta coming in with open interest decreasing at a high, right? This is at a high. So this is telling us that longs are actually taking profit, right? We're not seeing longs get wrecked. We're seeing these longs take profit. Again, of course, what has that done? Well, that's pushed the price lower. And we have seen some shorts come in here as well. And then, of course, the longs are kicking in back here, right? We've seen 19 million, we've seen 10 million, we've seen 17 million, 13 million, 8 million, right? We're seeing a lot of longs coming in at these lows, which, of course, is then pushing price back up again. Okay, so we're then seeing price push back up again. Now, we could see the same scenario play out where we come up to value area low and we see the exact same thing. Those longs are taking profit, so then they're again pushing price back down, and then we could see the same thing. We see people longing the little pullback, okay, back up, taking profits, and price pulls back again, right? So this is something that could happen, consolidating underneath this value area low, which would be quite frustrating again for this long trade that we are in, of course. But again, we're in a really nice position here where I'm long from a good level. I've taken a TP1. I've moved my stop loss to entry, and it's, I'm just letting this trade ride now, right? I'm happy with the profit I've already taken, okay? And if I do get stopped out at entry, remember, okay, I'm happy to do that. I'm happy to do that. And if we do continue higher, then great. Of course, this trade can lead to more profits, of course, right? But where I'm sat at this moment in time, I'm again going back to what the title and the thumbnail is. I'm still bullish. I'm still long on Bitcoin. I still think we could go higher, and the reason for it, okay, is simply if we just take a look at what's happening with the stock market, right? The stock market is having a huge move up, okay? Of course, Bitcoin is following it, right? Slowly but surely, right? We are following it. Now the ES is having a huge pump, like as we speak, and we're not seeing Bitcoin really have that huge pump. We're getting a little bit of a pump, but nothing major, right? So yeah, there's a possibility, right, that Bitcoin, because it does sometimes, right, it does lag behind a little bit behind the stock market. So yeah, maybe we will eventually start to see this big move up on Bitcoin. I understand, right, and we spoke about this yesterday with Ben put a nice comment into the chat about what I'm looking for when I'm looking at the ES? Am I using the ES to help me enter into a Bitcoin trade when I'm looking for a Bitcoin trade? And for me, like I explained yesterday, I'm not necessarily looking for the ES to be doing the same thing, but it always helps, right? It always helps, and it always fills you with a little bit more confidence, right? But then I showed the example of where we had this big move down here. So this started at the start of June, okay, and then on the ES, right, at the start of June, what was price doing? Well, price was just pumping. Okay, as you can see, throughout the whole of June, price was just pumping on the ES, right? But on Bitcoin, okay, throughout the whole of June, right, we were dumping. Okay, so they are inversely correlated at sometimes, right? So they do decouple. So this is why I don't let the ES really influence any of my trades. But it is nice, okay, and I do like it. It fills me with more confidence once I'm in a trade that if we are seeing the ES pump, okay, then I'm thinking, okay, great, right? We could see Bitcoin pump. There's a high probability that we could. It's not 100%, okay, but we could see Bitcoin pump. But then as well, when Bitcoin does start to pump and the ES is pumping, it fills me up with even more confidence, right? Because the ES is having a big pump and Bitcoin is following it. So if the stock market is going to continue to pump, great, okay? I'm in the right position here, okay? It just fills you with a bit of confidence. So yeah, looking at this, right, the ES is pumping, okay? So this is giving me a little bit of confidence, right, that Bitcoin could continue to pump. So this is why I'm kind of looking at Bitcoin moving higher. And again, if the ES continues to pump, right, we can look for Bitcoin to possibly follow it. But also, if it does follow it, we can look for it to break value area low. If it breaks value area low and we reclaim it, okay, we back test it as support, we get a nice little bounce, nice little reaction off of it, then we can be looking up towards $67,000. And that's, of course, when I can take some more profit off of the long trade that I'm, of course, in at this moment in time. So for me at this moment in time, again, I'm still pretty bullish, right? I'm still targeting higher prices. In all fairness, I don't see any major signs of weakness. Yes, there was a little bit of weakness up here, okay, but no major sign of weakness for me to really feel the need to be in a short trade. I would like to look for a short trade at higher prices. I'm not really too interested in taking a short trade from where we are now. I'd rather see a bigger short trade from a higher price. Yeah, of course, we have this short trade all lined up as well. So yeah, this is a possible short trade that I'm looking to take. Of course, I've walked through this with a team. I walked through with this guy, with you guys yesterday. But basically, right, we have a lot of resistance at $67,000. Okay, we have the naked point of controls, specifically the monthly and the daily naked point of control sat up there. We have the POC of the range that we are trading within. So initially, right, we're looking at price coming up, maybe making like a little temporary pivot high for price to pull back, okay? Then another rise up to then take out the POC, take out the high, take out another naked point of control for then a failed auction or a swing value pattern. For me, that is a major sign of weakness, okay, with potentially a lot of longs opening up at the high. That's what I would also like to see. And then for me, that would be a sign of weakness. That would be a sign to enter into a short trade. And from there, okay, we then go back to what is the trend, right? What are we doing at this moment in time? And the trend is bearish. Okay, again, going back, feeding back to the trend is your friend until the end. Trade the trend until the end. So if we're looking for another lower high, right, and we get a perfect short trade set up, then I'm looking for this short to take it then down to a new lower low. Okay. Very, very simple, right? But very, very effective, right? It's worked tremendously recently. It's worked absolutely amazingly. So, this is what I'm going to continue to look for, right? So yeah, at this moment in time, I'm quite happy to see Bitcoin just continue higher, really. Quite happy to see Bitcoin continue higher because the stock market is having a really nice rise here. So let's see if this does end up feeding into Bitcoin. Eric, good to see you back, my friend. Why do you think we are in a bear market if we break 43K? Bullish trend will be broken then, right? Yeah, so I've spoken about this a lot in the past, but yeah, I guess I haven't spoken about this much recently. But the reason why I consider $43,000, okay, is because let's just move this aside for now. And let's see if I've got, where are we? Maybe I've deleted it. No, fine. Okay, I'll just draw another one. So this is going to what I look for on a day-to-day basis, right? This is just going to what I look towards on a day-to-day basis. And you may already like be familiar with this because I have spoken about this, not recently, but I have already spoken about this, right? But very simply, okay, we're looking at this on the weekly time frame. You can even look at this on the monthly time frame as well, right? We are ranging in this huge range at this moment in time, right? We are ranging in this huge range, okay? And what have we done, right? Well, we've come up to range high. We formed a swing failure pattern of the range high, okay, which of course was the previous all-time high from November 2021. And for me, if I was to see this on a 12-hour, on an 8-hour, on a 4-hour, 3-hour, 2-hour, 1 hour, 30-minute, 15-minute, this is just like the perfect short trade setup from up here. The perfect short trade setup. All right. And we're just going back to what I look for today basis, right? If we get a short trade setup here, what am I targeting, right? I'm targeting mid-range. Where is mid-range? Okay, mid-range is at $43,000 approximately. Okay. Have I drawn this right? Because it was previously at 43. I swear it was exactly $43,000. Okay, it's a little bit lower. So $42,300, okay? $42,300, right? If we come down to that mid-range, right? Let's say we're on a lower time frame here, okay? And we come down to the mid-range and I've taken a TP1, right? I've not closed the whole trade. Why? Because I understand if we lose that mid-range, there's a high probability chance that we come down to the range low. Where's the range low? Well, the range low is at $15,000 approximately. $15,400. Now, does this mean that if we lose $43,000, I think we're going to come down here? No, of course not, right? I know, okay, I know that, right, that we do have a lot of support below us. We don't have to come to the range low. I understand that that is a very, very bearish target. Okay, and I don't want to get overly bearish, right? That's not what I want to do. But what I understand is, okay, if we break below like $43,000, it's just not looking likely that we're going to come back up and come to all-time high, right? It's looking more likely that we're going to spend a lot of time down here. Maybe we come down to like $27,000, where we've got a strong level of support. I'd say at $27,000. Okay, let's just pull this fixed range here. So yeah, I'd say 27 to $28,000. We have a lot of support down there. I would consider. So for me, we don't have to come down. We don't have to come all the way down there, right? But yeah, that's why initially, right? If we lose $43,000, yeah, we're looking at this big, huge bullish trend to be broken. But at the same time, it's like, right, I'm going back to what I look at on a day-to-day basis. And it's right, if we lose mid-range, we can be looking for lower prices here. Do I think we're going to come to $15,000 again? No, not necessarily. Is it possible? Is it a possibility? Yes. Okay. But, I wouldn't initially be targeting that. And right, firstly, okay, I wouldn't be targeting that. So, yeah, that's kind of why I think $43,000 is that major level, right? If we do lose that, okay, right, we can be looking for much lower prices here, and we can actually consider us being in a bear market. But until we do that, I don't consider us being in a bear market. Okay, I don't consider us being in a bear market whatsoever. I still think we're very much in this bull market, but we do need to be very careful, because I feel that we're not seeing a huge amount of it, but I know that a lot of people are bullish at this moment in time because of this bull flag that we're forming, right? Because of this bull flag that we're forming, a lot of people are bullish, okay? And a lot of people are calling this a bull flag. And this is where we need to be very careful, right? Because even if we do break this bearish trend, okay, we do break out of the bull flag, right? I think, to be honest with you, that can be quite bearish. If the whole market is very bullish on this breakout, for me, that's very bearish. And, that's when I'm looking for that fake out for the short trade, right back down. So, yeah, we need to be very careful of that. But it doesn't mean I can't be, I can't be bullish on Bitcoin in this short term, right? I am looking for higher prices. I'm looking for about $67,000 for that possible short trade, of course. And yeah, again, $67,000. That's where I'll be looking for another TP on the long trade, right? I'll be looking for another TP on the long trade there. But yeah, I mean, again, going back to it, I still think we're very bullish up until the point where we break $43,000. We lose $43,000. I'd say that's the end of the bear market. We're probably going to spend a lot of time in the bull market. Of course, we can come down to $43,000 and we can hold that level, and I can, quite confidently say, right, we're still in the bull market here. But it's if we lose that $43,000, back test it as resistance, rejection again, just acceptance below that level, that's when I think, right, the bull market's probably over here. We're probably going to spend a lot of time below $43,000 for the bear market. And then, of course, we can accumulate, right? Accumulate. And, yeah, just wait for the bull market to come around again. But, yeah, I don't think we're at that point yet. I don't believe we're at that point yet. So, yeah, that's something that we have to be aware of, right? We're not at that point yet, so we don't have to worry about that. We don't have to worry about that whatsoever. But yeah, thanks for that input, Eric. So yeah, again, let's have a quick update. So yeah, stock market, again, it's like as we speak, it is pumping. It is pumping at this moment in time, and Bitcoin is following it, right? Slowly but surely, Bitcoin is following it. So yeah, for me, to remain bullish on Bitcoin, okay, of course, up until we get to this POC, and that's where I reevaluate, right? I need to see a reclaim in that value area low for then to for me to then have that confidence that we're going to come up to $67,000. We need to reclaim this. If we can't reclaim it, right, it's not looking too good whatsoever. So yeah. Of course, if you've got any questions, if you've got any more questions, if you want me to look at anything, please do put that in the chat, and I will be more than happy to take a look at anything or yeah, answer any questions, of course. I do also think, right, if we pull back to $54,000, I do also consider, right, we could still be bullish down there as well. And of course, I've spoken about the long trade from down here, the GP, the 786, right? Of course, I like to use that as support, but only when we get absorption. So I'll need to be on my toes when price comes down there and take a look at XO charts, of course, if and when price does come down there. And yeah, just analyze what is going on within the order flow. And if what I like to see is actually happening, then I will of course take the trade, because again, we have the support GP 786, and we also have a daily naked point of control there as well. So I like the support. So again, we just need to see that bullish reaction by taking ourselves over to order flow and analyzing that. And I use the example of this long trade that I took here. Okay, so we can take a look at the Visionary Discord. And this was the long trade that was given to the team, of course. So that was all the way here. So this is where I told the team just compounded the long trade, added to the long trade, right? I didn't open a new long trade. I added to the long trade, right? This was the long trade that we took. Okay, and of course, this was talked about in the daily market update as well on the 25th, right? Here was the long trade that I was looking for. And basically, we had absorption, right? We had really nice absorption at the GP, okay, 786 area. Instead of looking at a naked point of control here, I was actually looking at a value area low, right? But, okay, it's pretty much the same setup. And, yeah, we all know how that trade played out, of course. Very, very nice trade indeed. And, again, there was another trade setup, which, of course, again, I gave this trade to the team in the Visionary Discord, right? This was all the way back here on, where is it? On the 22nd of March. 22nd or 23rd, we can probably go ahead and find it in here as well. 22nd, 23rd of March. So we're going to be far up here somewhere. Here we go. So that was after the huge short trade we had from $73,300. That was an epic, epic short trade that we had from up there. And here we go. Long setup, right? So this was on the, like I said, 22nd of March, Friday, the 22nd of March. Here you go. Long setup. Why? Well, because we were finding support at the naked point of control and the GP 786 area. Okay. And here, what did I tell the team? Short absorption at the GP 786 in confluence with the daily naked point of control. There was the absorption, right? Very obvious absorption. Okay. And yeah, what happened after that trade? Well, we saw a beautiful, lovely, amazing rise towards the upside, as you can see right there, all the way up to that weekly level that we had up there. And yeah, almost 300% in a profit on that trade, over 333% in a profit on that trade. So yeah, that was an absolutely amazing, amazing trade there. Yeah, it looks like I took a bit of a scalp long after that. Bit choppy price action. And then we finally got the move, right? We finally got the move. But yeah, again, you know, those I just wanted to use those as examples, right? Those were 2 times that I have saved and I can remember that I've taken that trade. Of course, you know, I take trades like that when I see them. You know, they happen all of the time, so I take them whenever I see them. So yeah, that's why I'm quite confident on if we come down to $54,000. I like the long trade setup from there. If we do not come down there, because remember, we may not come down there, right? So I'm not setting a limit order there. I'm waiting to see whether we get absorption down there, because we may not actually come down there. We may, you know, rise here, reclaim, see higher prices, right? So that's just a setup to be looking out for, right? But yeah, let's have a look. Stock market still going, still going. Look at that. It's just going. It's kind of what we want to see with Bitcoin, and it's good, right? It's good that we're seeing Bitcoin actually follow it. Yes, it's not following it to the same extent where, you know, we're actually seeing new highs being printed. Of course, not new all-time highs, but just in terms of this rise, we're seeing new high after new high after new high. Whereas with Bitcoin, we're still at the low of this little consolidation phase that we formed here. But you know, again, like I said, maybe we're just lagging behind a little bit. So it's just patience, right? It is extremely hot in my office today, and it's actually been a lot cooler today as well. but it's still extremely hot. So yeah, of course, if you've got any more questions, please do put them in the chat. If there are no questions, I might just end it early today because I don't want to continue to repeat myself, right? Because we've been ranging here. You know, we've been ranging, and I haven't taken any trades here. Why? Because I'm in a really good position, right? I don't need to rush into any trades. So, yeah, it's been a little bit boring. I understand that, but you know, the game gets a little bit boring at times. So we have to be aware of that. So yeah, if there are no more questions, I'll cut it short. And for anybody that is not able to be here now and they want to watch it later, it makes it a little bit shorter for them. They get the analysis straight to the point, right? So yeah, okay. If there are no more questions coming in, I will leave that there. So I hope you enjoyed this little update, a little shorter update than usual, I know. But again, I'm still very much bullish, right? I'm looking for higher prices here. Why? Because the stock market is rising. Bitcoin is, of course, following it. Okay, so I would like to see this trend continue. So yeah, have a lovely rest of your day, guys. I will see you, of course, tomorrow for the last live stream of the week. And yeah, any Visionary members here, I will see you, of course, in the Visionary Discord and, of course, in the daily market updates that we do as well. If you want access to this where I give all of my trades away, then, of course, that's the first link in the description. Or if you just want the free Discord, that's the second link in the description as well. But, yeah, this is where we gave this amazing swing long trade from, yeah, around $54,000. And, yeah, as you can see, it's been a really, really nice trade. Already taken $2,000 off of this trade and moved the stop loss to entry. So it's been absolutely amazing. So, yeah, I will leave that there. Have a lovely rest of your day, guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Take care and goodbye.
Home, 'cause I wanna feel like I belong. They relate to all this pain in my past, so they listen to my song. So let's go back.